Hey, kia ora koutou whānau. Welcome into a special quick look around the internet to see what we can find. I should probably get that out of the way when it comes to the counter-protest happening in Auckland today. Looking at the moment, having a look what's going on, what's happening around, and thought we might kickstart the whole thing off with news from last night to find out what we can expect for today. Now, this little kind of jump in this morning is going to be 100% predetermined on is there going to be the availability of other feeds online to be able to basically feed to you. I've been having a bit of a look around, and there's not a lot out there at the moment that I can find very easily through Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. But we're going to keep looking, and I thought what we should probably do, and what I should probably do to start with, as is always the case, my friends, is to find out if we are actually our audio is working beautifully or well enough. So what I thought I might do is play. There's a couple of clips I watched last night to do with what's happening today with the protest and the counter protest. Here is one right here. You will tell me very quickly if the audio is working on this, because I don't have a co-host to do with this. Let me know very quickly. And there is audio playing in my background. See what you can think. Let me know if there is sound there. I am just talking out loud, so there isn't dead air. Hear the audio in the background. And then I'll start to have a look around the internet to see if we can find anything else. No audio. All right, there we go. That's why I've kept on talking, because we don't want to have this dead air. So we will take that off. We will do one other thing. We will put it back on, and then we will be good to go. So yeah, the other thing is for those of you guys who are watching in the chat right now, you guys can be looking around as well, and you guys can be feeding me feeds. So what we're really doing here is we're offering an opportunity for people to come together and see what's happening in Auckland, should there be some live streams out there. Now, obviously, this is completely determined on other people putting things up on their social medias. Find it, put it in the chat. I'll put it up. Those of us who aren't in Auckland, who can't get there, we'll do it. Now, if we get enough live streams, if we get enough information from other people to make this a bit of a repository, then maybe we'll do this tomorrow as well, because there's one at 1:30. I think it's 1:30 tomorrow in Wellington. This is the story from last night. I'm confident you'll be able to hear it.
Touchdown in New Zealand after the High Court dismissed a last-ditch attempt to stop the anti-transgender activist from coming here. The controversial figure is expected to face vocal opposition when she speaks at a rally tomorrow. Tianiwa Hurihanganui reports.
We're here! We're queer! We don't want you here!
One of our most marginalised communities, ready to make their voices heard.
Stand up! Fight back! The trans rights are under attack!
When hate speech is allowed to fester within our society, we must fight back.
They're gearing up to confront anti-trans activist Posie Parker at Auckland's Albert Park tomorrow. Some preparing to travel from other cities to be there.
We're not going to let people like that hurt us. And I think that if there's a good show tomorrow of solidarity, I think it's really important.
She's been allowed to enter the country after a last-minute High Court bid to block her arrival failed. She landed at Auckland Airport just moments ago.
It feels like globally and nationally more hate is being whipped up towards us.
Posie Parker's recent rallies in Australia, attended by neo-Nazis, have many here on edge.
It does concern me that that particular individual does court the far right.
We are on the precipice of violence here towards rainbow communities and trans communities in particular.
She's given just one interview with local media so far.
Women across New Zealand are very, very afraid. What do you think a motive is of a man in a woman's space? What do you think his motives might be?
Just a little side note here. I know this is not necessarily the focus we're looking at today, but she has done at least 2 media interviews in New Zealand, and I think someone that we all know and love very, very much, with the surname Plunkett, will be very annoyed that the mainstream media says she's only done 1, because of course she was on the platform.
But Women's Refuge say her claims don't stack up.
We've been happily accommodating trans women for several years now, maybe even up to 5 years, without a single problem.
A 2019 survey found transgender and non-binary people in New Zealand experienced sexual violence 3 times more than women in the general population.
This isn't trans people who are actually posing harm to our communities. It's people like her.
Trans communities standing united in the face of continuing adversity.
And Te Aniwa is live with us from Auckland Airport, where Posie Parker has just arrived. Kia ora, Te Aniwa. Let's take this forward. What's expected over the weekend?
Kia ora, Simon. Well, firstly, yes, Posie Parker has touched down in Aotearoa. She has arrived in Auckland and is expected to walk through those arrival gates behind me any moment now. Look, we are expecting huge numbers at Albert Park tomorrow. I think those extraordinary images we saw of neo-Nazis attending a Posie Parker rally across the ditch have really amplified those anxieties, that tension ahead of her rally here. Police have told One News they will be present and ready to respond to any issues that might arise. But supporters of both sides have said to us that they intend to attend the rally peacefully tomorrow, but there are safety concerns on both sides. We even spoke to parents of trans children who said they won't be bringing their kids or their teens to the rally tomorrow because they don't want to expose them to any potential hostility from anti-trans groups. Look, it's clear that this issue is very real and very personal for many whānau across Aotearoa. It's also clear that whatever happens tomorrow, both sides are determined to have their say.
There we go. And I guess people are starting to look at what's going on. So we are starting to get feeds from Albert Park. Let's have a look what's going on. Again, there is audio for this, hopefully you can hear it. Let me know if you can't. So this is what's happening at Albert Park right now. Can't be there, so that you can see what's going on. And just so you know, one of the things that we can do because of Auckland is actually for people to see what's going on in Auckland, if we can find the feed. So here's a feed right now coming live out of Albert Park, and brilliantly, as we've been talking about through the week, we are seeing noise, which is going to be the best thing. Now, be aware as well, what we're not trying to do is platform the message of Posie Parker, but you know, this you may hear some things here that upset you or that you don't like. Our objective here is to show what is happening with the counter-protest, but obviously there are messages going to be going out towards the counter-protest, which could also be broadcast here. I mean, I know you're all aware of that, but just letting you know that's what we are up to. So let you see the counter-protest, although there might be other things going out in that park as well. So if I bring it right, what I just did was, if you can hear me now, there obviously might be some messages that come out that are Posie Parker messages. That's not what I'm trying to actively broadcast here, but just letting people be aware and know what's going on. That obviously, if there are people there with messages with megaphones, they may come across some of the stuff. We're here today to try and show people what's happening at the counter-protest. I don't know who the people are that we're going to show, but I'm also saying this very clearly that I'm going to be searching for live streams, and those live streams will be as they are, right? As they come out. There we go. There's a new setup on this system. Maybe this is what it's doing. I see people are saying you can't hear me. I'm just actually saying once again for a third time, that I am obviously not endorsing anything we see on this live stream. I'm just going to be looking for live streams. This is not the live stream we're staying with. I haven't organized anything with these people. I'm just going to be looking around, see what I can find to show you what's going on in Auckland. There may be some messages that come across from the actual rally that upset or that people don't like. I'm not taking any responsibility for those. And then just letting you know, this is the situation. This is what's going on. And this is it. Now, I'm assuming you all heard that because I pulled the feed down here rather than on my fader. So that's what I wanted you to know, that you may hear some stuff today that upsets you if you are not a fan of Posie Parker, which I'm assuming everyone is not. But be aware of that. And also, any of the live streams we put up, if we find some, we're not actually endorsing those. We don't know who these people are. We're just giving you a vibe as if you were in Albert Park yourself, walking around, seeing what was going on. That's what this is about. Okay, now we're going to obviously have to use these volumes.
Should we go over? Yeah. Let's go. That was the It really is. It's getting a little rough in here now, so we're into the thick of things.
Something else for you to be aware of as well. I am obviously looking around other feeds to see what else we can find to see as well. So I may not always see what's going on in the chat, but I am trying to find other feeds to give you other perspectives, other angles as well. Just so you're aware, if stuff happens in the chat and you're talking to me directly, I may not see you. I'll come backwards and forwards, just so everyone's clear. You never know what happens to the mosque, what happens to New Zealand government protecting people. Anything is possible. Posie Parker's got this bloody following. As I said, if you guys are watching as well, and you're looking around on your Twitter feeds, etc., and you like Nick, we got to have more cowbell. Typically, come to New Zealand. All our friends go to Auckland up from Waikato, and it's got to just have some more cowbell. If you've got any links or feeds that you've found that are also live, feel free to put them through to me, and I'll also share them up for everyone else to see. And yeah, one of the interesting things so far, I haven't heard or seen. I haven't heard any Posie Parker yet. I mean, it's 11:15 nearly, and there's nothing going on at the moment, unless that's the loudness of the noise is actually so much so that no one else is hearing anything. Maybe she is speaking right now. I don't know.
It comes to the world of politics.
Okay, so what you've got now, guys, just so you know, is this is the, I think the Posie Parker live stream. This one right here, with not much going on. People in the chat are saying that that there is meltdowns going on there. Here we go. Who said this? Terry said this. Her live stream is hilarious. It's melting down. This is her live stream right now. There's obviously nothing going on. For people who are in the chat and who are like saying, just let her talk, just let her talk. Well, you know, the government has decided that she has the right to speak in New Zealand, whether people agree with that or not. But equally, people have the right to protest that. So you can't have one without the other. You can't say she's got a right to speak, she's got a right to speak, she's got a right to speak, and then say that the counter protesters don't have a right to do what they're doing. They absolutely do. And that's what they're doing. And remember, I'll say again, once she starts to speak, if there's any, you know, language that comes out that you don't like, then that's on you. If you, we heard in the news story I played earlier that parents are keeping their kids away, their trans teens away for their safety. It's like, I'm not taking any sort of, I don't want to sound like it's nothing to do with me, but any sort of responsibility for what messages may come across on this live stream. We are putting a live stream out of what's happening at the park. If you're someone who doesn't want to hear messages of things that are happening at the park, you probably shouldn't be here, because you may hear those messages. Just giving kind of fair warning for that as well. I think it'd be fair to say, though, if you're expecting a speech to start at 11 o'clock, it's now 11:19, you'd have to say at the moment it's certainly 1-0 to the counter-protesters. Oopsie. Sorry about that. That was my finger. Some reports on Twitter for what's going now from journalist Russell Brown, who was there, says security barriers down, opposing groups now mingling. Not sure if this is a great idea. Yeah, so that's happening at the moment. That's a report off Twitter. For those of you who are just joining us and the numbers are kind of going up and down and up and down, what you're seeing on the left-hand screen is someone on TikTok, Ali Quirky Nurse. I don't know anything about Ali. I'm not affiliated with her or anything like that, but that's her live feed of what's happening in Albert Park. On the right in the smaller screen is Posie Parker's actual live stream, which I have muted, but you can see the images.
Don't touch me. Someone just removed me. Someone just pushed me out of the way. I'm like,
I don't know about you guys, but we're watching people blow horns and mill about and do nothing. It's probably some of the most enjoying quote unquote television I've seen in a very, very long time. Again, on the left hand side, and I'm sorry about the imagery and being a bit small. We could just go full screen. Should we do that for a while? Should we just go full screen on the counter protest for a bit to show you that? What I'll do is I'll keep an eye on the. I'll do it so you don't have to, people. I'll do it so you don't have to. I'll keep an eye on the Posie Parker feed, and we can have a look at what's happening with the counter protest for a bit. Not sure how many of you have noticed, obviously. If anyone else has got the Posie Parker feed, I'm sure you don't want to watch it, but if you have, it seems to be having trouble with it from this side of things. But yeah, seems to be still going though. Just for clarity, that link that I just put in the chat, so you're aware, that's Parky Pose's feed. Some people asked for the link. It appears, as you can see, if we look up at the screen again, that she is now, I'm assuming this is her behind the camera, but they are leaving the venue. It would look like they're leaving the venue. Reading through the Twitter feed, it seems to be what's happening as well. But the reason I'm telling you that that's Posie Parker's link is you may want or not want to go there. So the link that DOC Studios just put in the chat and YouTube is specifically to Posie Parker's live stream. Ball in your court whether you go there or not. I guess that's official. Are we right? Posie's live stream just finished. I guess that's official. I'm going to go back and have a look at it again to see if there's anything new being uploaded to her page. Don't panic. I'll go there so you don't have to. And let me just say, I mean, I don't really care about trolls in the comments. It's all good. I mean, if you're offended, you'll be booted. But possibly the biggest news story in New Zealand today is this protest and counter protest. So for people who are thinking, oh, look at BHN going all woke and showing this, like, so we're an independent news agency. This is the biggest news story in New Zealand today. So go fuck yourself. Sorry, just to be blunt. Right. It's always good when you guys come up with the best gags. Disaster piece, that's perfect. Managed retreat. Yeah, interesting about the police resources in that as well. You know, I mean, yeah, okay, so we've got the right to free speech, yada, 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 yada. If we have that right, shouldn't we therefore have that right, you know, on our own ticket, perhaps? Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to wrap up just yet. I am still looking around. I'm looking on Twitter as well as some of the comments that are coming out. So we'll keep an eye on it for a wee while. But to be honest with you, her live stream went for 34 minutes. It's now finished, and there's nothing more to say. I think what we will do is there's certainly guys may even be in the chat. There's a couple of guys who are regulars to BH. And if you don't know what we are, we do a not that I need to do an advert, but we do a 4 nights a week. We do a live stream independent news show, and 2 of the people who are regularly involved with us, 2 of our patrons, are going to be at the Wellington protest tomorrow afternoon. So I think we definitely will. I'll be in communication with you guys this afternoon. You know who you are. And we'll figure out to make sure that we've got some live streams or some communication with what's going on at the Wellington one. Because, you know, if we can go 2 for 2, and she's gone twice, then, you know, it's beautiful. It's brilliant. I mean, why not? This was a rally organized, or I wonder if they'll just change it and it'll go into an inside event or an invite-only event or something. I don't know. I tell you what, though, as well, I'm reminded of I watched a couple of news items last night, and there was one item where Posie Parker looked at the camera, all serious and strong and hard, and went, "I always win." Not today, baby cakes. Not today. This, I believe, Russell Brown has got this on his Twitter feed. Journalist Russell Brown's got this on his Twitter feed, and his title says, "Exit Pursued by Queers." There you go. So we're Well, people, I think that whilst it goes on and the party seems to be continuing at Albert Park, where the job feels like it is done. Now, I want to, even though Ellie Quirky Nurse is not somebody who I know or affiliated with or connect, I guess we want to have a big thanks for her. There weren't a lot of live streams out there. There was a lots of people doing 20-second clips and stuff on Twitter, which are some of the other ones I was showing you, but this was really the only live stream that I could find. And thanks to it, we got the whole gist of it all the way through. And then watching Posie Parker's live stream was particularly enjoyable as she got into a police car and was read away. So I think we're done, guys. I think we're done for now. We've been only live streaming for about 50 minutes. But I will do, and for those of you who are out there, and I can see a couple of you chatting right now, we will talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you are not able to get to Wellington, make sure you come back here at 1:30 in the afternoon, or maybe a bit before. There will obviously be a bit of a review on what's happened here. I will go and have a look at Posie Parker's live stream now and have a look at what was said and what she said. And if there's anything, I'll make sure I find that clip off the news last night where she went, "I always win." And we shall reconvene tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 to see what's happening in Wellington. This looks like it's, I mean, if you're in Auckland, if you're in Albert Park, if you're not there, these are absolutely party scenes that are going to go on for a long time, I suspect. It is kind of amazing that the actual Posie Parker is gone, yet the party still goes on. I think that's kind of a nice part of this as well. I guess we could stay here all day and watch the party going on at Albert Park. Lovely day for it, by the way. But we won't. I think we're pretty much done now, guys. We've done what we aimed to do, which was to show people outside of Auckland what was going on in Auckland at the minute. And that's what's going on. Now, I suspect that there'll be more to come. I'll suspect that there'll be maybe more videos, more stuff done. Yes, there is going to be a narrative written about, what they've done is they've given Posie Parker the ability to play the victim card now, which she will do. And I'm sure she'll try and tie something into it. But this is the nuts and bolts of it completely. Like 100%, there is no denying this. The government has told Posie Parker that she has the right to come in here and share her views. That's free speech. The counter protesters, that's free speech. So actually, there's no real argument to be had here about what just happened. You had a bunch of people, right? One Posie Parky, I don't know, Parker, perhaps 2, 3, 4,000 individuals all at the same time expressing their free speech. I guess, and I was reticent during the week as to what was going to happen here. I don't know if this was going to be a good outcome or a bad outcome, but as we talked through the week, I sort of came to the realization that if people turned up and drowned her out, that would be perfect, because that would be a stand made with no violence, no nothing. It's really important. And people saying that these views aren't welcome in their space. Now, you may argue that. You may argue a suppression of free speech, yada, 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 yada. No. Posie Parker can go into her hotel room right now to her 70-odd thousand YouTube subscribers and have as much free speech as she wants. These people have just said, in this moment, we're going to express our free speech. And if that inhibits your free speech, oh well. Hasn't stopped her free speech. It stopped her speaking at that point, at that time, in that moment, which they have a right to do. So for those of you who aren't that happy about what you've just seen and think, that these people are suppressing speech. No, they've stopped an event. They're not suppressing speech. Speech is not something that is demanded based on where you are, when you are, right? She'll go into and I'm sure she will, into her hotel room now, and she'll exercise her free speech, as these people have done. This is the battle we play. If you want free speech, you have to accept that the opposing view is allowed it. Now, I know many of you who don't like this are going to be looking at that thinking and saying, yeah, but that's what those counter protesters have done. They haven't allowed the free speech that they don't like. But that's exactly the same argument the other way. If you support Posie Parker because you want to support free speech, you have to support the opposing view doing the same thing. It's a game they're playing, and that's it. We're done. We'll just drop into this for a couple more minutes in case there's anything else going on, and then we'll wrap up for the day. And one final irony, I suspect they're using Posie Parker's PA. Are they?
Speaker today, Charlie. Charlie is a good friend of ours. We've come out from Waiheke today, and we're here to share the stories of our rangatahi and the stories of those that we love and deeply care about.
So it seems that now this is turning to an actual rally for the opposing view. It was a rally set up for Posie Parker. It now appears to be the opposing view. Caitlin Spice is reporting on Twitter, looking very likely that Posie Parker will not come to Wellington, probably for the best, because I think it would have been even bigger and louder, giving nothing to hate, says Caitlin. Sorry. I said Caitlin. They're Caitlin.
And people that know that trans rights are human rights. How much longer are we going to have to convince people that we deserve a place on this earth? Is it going to be in my lifetime? Or am I mokopuna going to be standing up for me in 60 years? Something I know to be true is that respect saves lives.
And that looks like the end of the live stream. So we will wrap it up there. All right, guys. Woman Aotearoa New Zealand, Miss Keenman Shell does not speak for us who arrive in Aotearoa unwelcome. Bigotry, racism, relics, and harbingers of prejudice and violence are incapable of speaking for us. So there's lots of groups out there. I'm not even sure whether this is a group that thinks in a I suspect that they're trans rights, women's rights, because it says right there the trans flag. So anyway, we're done, guys. Thank you for joining us. I just wanted to bring something to you for those of you who couldn't be in Auckland at the time. We will be in contact about tomorrow. If Caitlin is correct and there is not going to be a rally tomorrow, then there probably won't be a live stream. If there is going to be a rally tomorrow, we'll do a live stream as well, just to let you know what's going on. So we're done for now. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being with us. I hope you got a little bit out of that. And if you couldn't be there, you saw what you needed to see. And if you don't like what you just saw, oh well. It's all free speech, isn't it? Free Speech Union. She's got the ability to have free speech. The counter protests have the right for their free speech. Isn't it all just free speech? Isn't it? Perhaps. All right, team. I will speak to you sometime. If I don't see you tomorrow afternoon, if there's no protest or counter protest or rally or counter protest, then we'll see you Monday night from 9 p.m. for another edition of Big Hairy News. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the live stream, and we'll see you when we see you. Hooroo.